We thought the silence meant surrender, that the 100-mile-per-hour sinker had been permanently extinguished by the surgeon's scalpel and the grueling, lonely failure of a year-long rehab. Yet, just hours before the anxiety-inducing arbitration deadline, the Dodgers pulled the trigger on a figure that stunned the league, not for its size, but for the depth of the gamble it represented. $2.8 million for Brusdar Graterol, a ghost who promises to be a demigod in 2026.
Welcome, baseball fanatics, to 601 Daily News, the only place dissecting the surgical precision of the Dodgers roster moves, and why this specific deal, this high-stakes wager on a recovered arm, might just be the defining decision of their next championship run, completely bypassing the messy, draining process of salary arbitration, which, frankly, neither party needed.
This decision, made quietly without fanfare or hyperbolic statements from the organization or the player himself, speaks volumes about the scarcity of true, unique talent in Major League Baseball. We are talking about the Brusdar Graterol of 2023, the man who was arguably the most reliable non-closer high-leverage arm in the game, clocking a ridiculously low 1.20 ERA across 68 appearances. His genius was not found in strikeouts, though his velocity was blistering, but in the ground ball. Specifically, his ground ball rate hovered near an astronomical 63%, an outlier figure that turned clean hits into easy outs for the Dodgers' elite infield defense. As veteran scout Jim Hayes remarked to me just last week, you don't just find a guy who throws heat and makes the ball disappear 6 feet before the plate. He wasn't a closer. He was an insurance policy, eliminating rally potential faster than any strikeout artist.
That sinker, diving inward at 100 miles per hour, felt unhittable, a force multiplier for the entire defensive unit. But then came the abyss. The right shoulder labrum tear, the surgery, the agonizing realization that the entire 2025 campaign would be lost, his name never once called from the bullpen phone, turning a season of potential glory into a silent, frustrating battle against the calendar. The tension peaked last October when the physical pain finally gave way to emotional clarity. Graterol used his social media platform not to make excuses, but to deliver a brutal, honest declaration. I wanted to be there in October so badly. Rehab was messy. It was not going well. So now, my eyes are fixed on 2026. This wasn't just disappointment. This was a professional drawing a line in the sand, accepting failure, and redirecting his entire focus onto the distant future. That single message is why this $8 million contract is not just a financial transaction. It's a psychological masterpiece. Now, let's address the inevitable counterargument, because baseball purists are already screaming. Why pay $2.8 million to a pitcher who missed an entire year and has no guarantee of returning to form? Why risk the capital on a volatile asset when the bullpen is already deep? The logical, cold-blooded answer would be to non-tender him, save the money, and see if he clears waivers after he proves himself healthy on a minor league deal. But this thinking fundamentally misunderstands the physics of dominance. Analyst Sarah Chen hit the nail on the head when discussing the deal. The opportunity cost of losing that potential 2023 form far outweighs $2.8 million.
The bullpen is deep, yes, but how many arms reliably clock 100 mph and induce ground balls at a 60% plus clip? 0, unless Graterol returns. You see, while the Dodgers boast impressive depth, they lack redundancy at the elite level of ground ball specialization Graterol offers. The truth is, that unique blend of velocity and movement is irreplaceable, and the Dodgers are betting $2.
$8 million that the player's renewed psychological commitment to 2026 is real, offering him a salary that is respectful of his past value while demanding health in the immediate future. This one-year deal is the team's pragmatic request. Show us the healthy arm first. This is the dramatic climax of the story, the negotiation itself. The Dodgers could have squeezed him. They are an organization notorious for their financial shrewdness. But by agreeing to a favorable pre-arbitration settlement, they eliminate months of contractual anxiety for a pitcher who needs absolute focus on his physical recovery. It's an act of faith that buys the team something priceless, a hyper-motivated athlete desperate to prove he deserves far more in the 2026 season.
If Graterol returns to his 2023 dominance, not only does he regain his critical role as a high-leverage setup man, but he dramatically alters the geometry of manager Dave Roberts' late-inning strategy. The availability of a healthy, dominant Graterol instantly elevates every other reliever in the bullpen, allowing the team to strategically shift roles and manage workloads for their closers. A 100-mile-per-hour sinker that is humming again doesn't just shut down the eighth inning, it potentially closes games, or at minimum, fortifies the bridge to the closer with an almost impenetrable barrier. This cautious, adult-level decision, the $2.8 million handshake, was the key to unlocking the true prize, the 2026 version of Graterol, fueled by the painful memory of watching October from home.
The open loop of his physical recovery remains, but the contractual uncertainty, the agonizing fight over pennies, has been closed, clearing the path for the ultimate comeback story. We aren't just looking at a contract, we are witnessing a team funding the deepest emotional motivation of one of its most valuable, albeit temporarily sidelined, assets.
If you are as excited as we are to see the ground ball machine return in force, make sure you hit that like button, share this deep dive with your fellow baseball aficionados, and subscribe to 601 Daily News for the most passionate breakdowns of the game. And tell us in the comments below, given the risk of a labrum injury relapse, was $2.8 million in overpay, or was it the necessary investment to secure a potential 1.20 ERA reliever for the crucial 2026 push?